You stare at the page. The words are long, complex, and impossible to remember. You feel your brain starting to hurt.
So you try the old method. You write it, you say it, you repeat it. You spend hours memorizing this. And then the next morning, it's gone. Your mind is completely blank. It feels like your brain is a leaky bucket and all.
This is the #1 pain point for every learner. This leaky bucket feeling is real. It's called the forgetting curve. But what if I told you the problem isn't your memory? It's your method. The first secret is not to study harder, but
The second secret is even more powerful. Our brain doesn't remember boring lists. It remembers silly pictures. It's called association.
This is not magic. This is science. You don't have a bad memory. You just need a better system.
Today, I will show you the scientific hacks that will stop the leak and help you remember any word you learn forever.
Welcome to our brand new series, Smart English, Learning Hacks for a Busy Life. I'm your host, Scarlett. In this series, we will learn how to study smarter, not just harder. And today, we are starting with the most important hack of all, the science of memory. In this episode, we will turn this frustration into a clear action plan. First, we will join our friends, Mia, a medical student, and Leo, as they discover the forgetting curve and a simple way to beat it. Second, we will master 7 essential vocabulary words for smart learning. And finally, for our language focus, we will learn how to use gerunds to talk about our study habits. Are you ready to fix your leaky brain? The first step is to understand why we forget so quickly. Let's join Mia, who is drowning in difficult medical books, and Leo, who is trying to help. Part 1. The Leaky Bucket Problem. Our story begins in a university library. Mia is surrounded by a mountain of thick medical textbooks. Leo is with her, trying to study for his own business class. Mia looks exhausted and frustrated.
My brain is full. I can't memorize any more of these words.
You look exhausted. What are you trying to learn?
It's for my anatomy class. Words like ophthalmologist.
Wow. That's it. A very big word.
I learned 50 of these yesterday. I spent 3 hours.
That's a lot of work. You must know them all now.
No, that's the problem. I tried to review them this morning.
And
10. It feels so inefficient. It's like a leaky bucket.
I know that feeling. All that hard work just gone. It's so frustrating.
I feel like my memory is just bad.
no, your memory is great. You remember everything from that movie we saw?
That's different. This is just a list of words. It's boring.
Maybe the method is the problem, not your memory.
What do you mean? How else do you learn?
I don't know, but there must be a better way than just staring at a list.
Leo is exactly right. The problem is not Mia's brain. The problem is her method. She is fighting against a scientific principle known as the forgetting curve. So what is this forgetting curve, and how do we beat it? Let's find out. Part 2. The forgetting curve and the path hack. A very smart German scientist named Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered something that we all feel. He discovered that when you learn something new, your brain starts to forget it almost immediately. In fact, if you don't do anything, you will probably forget about 70% of what you learned in just 24 hours. That's what happened to Mia. Now, how do you stop this? You can't, but you can fight it. The secret is not to study harder, but to study smarter. The first hack is called spaced repetition. Here is a simple analogy. When you learn a new word, it's like making a small, new path in a dense forest. It's weak, and the grass will grow over it very quickly if you don't walk on it again. If you review that word one day later, it's like walking the path again. It becomes a little stronger. If you review it again 3 days later, the path becomes clearer. If you review it again 1 week later, the path is now wide and easy to walk on. And if you review it 1 month later, that path is now a permanent road. You will never forget it. This is spaced repetition. It is the science of reviewing information at the perfect, spaced-out moments to interrupt the forgetting curve. So, your new study plan is simple. Don't study for 3 hours on one day. Study for 15 minutes, and then review those same words tomorrow, in 3 days, and in 1 week. Knowing when to review is the first secret, but knowing how to review is the second, and more powerful, secret. How do we make a word stick in our brain? Part 3. The silly movie hack, association. Our brain is not a computer. It does not like to remember lists of boring, disconnected words. Our brain is a movie director. It loves to remember pictures, stories, feelings, and silly connections. This second hack is called association or visualization. Let's go back to the library. Mia is trying to learn that difficult medical word, ophthalmologist.
Okay, I get the spaced repetition.
But that word is still boring. Ophthalmologist.
I know. So let's not make it boring. Let's make it silly.
What? How?
Let's break it down into sounds that we already know.
Off. Thal. Mole. O. Gist.
Oof sounds like off. Mole sounds like a coast mole, the little animal.
Yes. And gist sounds like list. So let's make a silly mental movie. I picture a little mole. He is off his list of chores.
And he is wearing giant eyeglasses because an ophthalmologist is an eye doctor.
Exactly. A mole who is off his list wearing glasses.
That's the stupidest picture ever.
I love it. It is stupid, and that's why you will never forget it. That's association.
Let me try one. The word exhausted. It means very tired.
Okay, what does it sound like?
Egg-zos-ted.
I picture an egg. It's running a marathon.
And it's so tired, it's exhausted, a made-up word for fainted.
On a bed. For Ted. An egg that's exhausted on a bed.
It's perfect. It's silly, it's vivid, and it's connected to the meaning.
This is actually fun. My brain doesn't feel leaky anymore.
Mia and Leo have just discovered the 2 most powerful secrets to memory. Now, let's become language experts and analyze the tools they are using. Part 4. Language focus. First, our 7 essential vocabulary words for today's lesson. Our first word is memory. Memory is your brain's ability to remember information and experiences. For example, creating silly pictures is a great way to improve your memory. Our second word is to memorize. To memorize means to learn something so that you can remember it exactly. For example, it is very difficult to memorize a long list of words. Our third word is technique. A technique is a special way of doing something. For example, spaced repetition is a very effective learning technique. Next, we have spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a learning technique that involves reviewing information at increasing intervals of time. For example, spaced repetition is the secret to fighting the forgetting curve. Our fifth word is association. An association is a connection or link between 2 ideas or images in your mind. For example, the association between a mole and an eye doctor helps Mia remember the word. The sixth word is vivid. Vivid means producing very strong, clear, and detailed images in the mind. For example, the sillier and more vivid your mental picture, the better you will remember it. And our final word is to review. To review means to look at or study something again. For example, the most important part of learning is to review the new words one day later. Now, for our grammar focus, gerunds as subjects. Today's topic is all about activities: memorizing, learning, reviewing, forgetting. When we want to talk about an activity as the main idea of a sentence, we use the gerund, the ing form of the verb, as the subject of that sentence. Look at these examples from our lesson. Memorizing can be difficult. Here, memorizing is the subject of the sentence. Reviewing is the most important part of learning. Staring at a list is a bad method. This is a very common and natural structure in English. Instead of saying, "It is hard to memorize," you can say, "Memorizing is hard." It makes your English sound more fluent and direct. You've learned the scientific hacks to learn smarter, not harder. Now, how can you practice these memory techniques in your daily English study? Part 5. Practice tips for the 4 skills. For listening, listen to this podcast episode one more time tomorrow. This is your first spaced repetition. See how much more you understand and remember just one day later. For speaking, practice the silly movie technique. Use your AI tutor. Find one new, difficult English word. Then, use your voice to explain to your AI the silly picture or story you will create to remember it. For reading, as you read a book or an article, don't just highlight new words. When you find a new word, stop for 30 seconds and try to create one quick, vivid association in your mind before you continue reading. And for writing, this is the perfect way to use your journal. Create a memory palace page. Write down your new, difficult words. Next to each word, don't write the definition. Instead, write one short sentence that describes your silly mental picture. Part 6. Your next action. Today, you have learned that you do not have a bad memory. You just needed a better system. The secret to remembering new words is not about working harder for 3 hours. It's about working smarter with 2 simple hacks. First, review your words using spaced repetition like walking on a forest path again and again. Second, make the words memorable using association like creating a silly movie in your head. As we conclude, let's quickly summarize our lesson today. We followed Mia and Leo's study session and learned that to beat the forgetting curve, we must use spaced repetition and vivid association. We also learned 7 essential vocabulary words for this topic. As a review, those words were memory, to memorize, technique, spaced repetition, association, vivid, and to review. Now, I have a final challenge for you. What is one English word that is difficult for you to remember? And what is one silly association or picture you can create to remember it? Share your creative idea in the comments section below. If you are committed to making this mindset a part of your life, show your energy by smashing that like button. Be a hero for a friend by sharing this video with someone you know who is struggling to remember new vocabulary. And to lock in your commitment to learning, subscribe and smash that notification bell so you don't miss the next lesson in our Smart English series. Remember, you don't have a bad memory, you just need a better plan. Until next time, take care and happy learning.